to Milford, Wilmington, Dover, Harrington, Newark, Glasgow, Seaford, Long Neck, Claymont, Georgetown, Marydale, Middletown, Lewisport, Penn, Smyrna, Townsend, Ellesmere, Little Creek, Laurel, Dewey Beach, Fenwick, Stanton, Frederica, Felton. I'm from Delaware, man.
Hey guys, it's Mr. Dougherty here. I miss you guys. I know we haven't seen each other in 5 weeks, going on 6 weeks. So what I've decided to do each week, I'm going to pick somewhere in the state of Delaware to do at least one lesson. Now you don't have to do this lesson, but what I want you to do is to see if you can guess where in Delaware I am. Okay, if you can't guess or you don't know, you can ask mom or dad to help you out and just put that on the discussion board of where you think that I am. So today's lesson is going to be disc golf. Okay, now disc golf is a game that most of you played at least in some form with me this year or last year. Okay, basically you have a frisbee type disc. Okay, I borrowed somebody's disc golf set. So just like golf, one of the discs will be for a really far shot. You've got another disc that's for a medium shot. And then you have what's called a putter. Okay, that's for the short shot where you want to get the disc into the basket. Okay, so we're just going to do a very, very basic disc golf lesson today. I'll just work on how you hold the disc, some of the a few of the rules. Now, you don't need 3 discs. You don't even need 3 disc golf discs. Okay, any frisbee will do. You don't even need to go to a disc golf course. Okay, you can do this in your backyard. You can get a trash can, a box, and you can set them up around your yard and see how many times it takes you to get that frisbee or disc into that box. Okay, so I know that's a lot here in just a few minutes here, but as we go through the lesson, hopefully it'll be a little bit clearer. I'll also put a link on the activity page this week to show you different grip techniques. You know, so if you have a disc or if you want to take this a little bit further than what we did today, fantastic. All right, so hopefully you've got a good idea of where I am now, and if you don't, just look for clues at the different disc golf holes that we do here today. All right, see you in a bit. All right, so we're at our first hole for the day. Okay, now, just like in golf.
So just like in regular golf, in disc golf, each hole is assigned what's called par. That is the number of throws you are expected to get the frisbee or disc into the hole. Typically, they are 3, 4, or 5 different shots, depending upon how far or how difficult the hole is. So, if you make par, that's great.
Okay, you don't have to keep track, especially if you're a beginner. Okay, you just want to learn the basics of just getting how to throw the frisbee and, you know, have fun with your family. Okay, so just for this first hole, this is a par 3. It's 145 feet to the pin. I'm doing the easy one. Okay, so I've got 3 shots to see if I can get the disc into the basket. All right, let's see how I do. Okay, so this is my first shot, so I'm going to use the disc that goes the furthest. Okay, if you just have one frisbee, that's fine too. Okay, like I said, I borrowed a fancy disc set from a friend, so we'll try it out. So I've got the disc that will, in theory, travel the furthest because I want to get as far as I can on my first shot to the pin. Okay, so the way that you want to hold the disc, okay, you're going to put your fingers underneath the rim of the disc, and you're going to put your thumb on top. Okay, and your front throwing shoulder is going to be aimed towards the pin. All right, so we'll give it a shot here. See how you do. Okay, just like in real golf, my shot went way to the left. Okay, but I'm pretty close to the basket, so we'll see how I do with my second shot. Okay. Okay, this is my third shot coming up, and it's a par 3, and I'm about 8 8 or 10 feet from the basket. So hopefully this will be an easy shot. Okay, but just like in golf, my putting's not so good. So we'll see how it goes. Par. Okay, so this is our next hole. It's a par 3 and it's 435 feet to the pin. All right, throw. This is downhill, so we'll see how it goes. All right, so this is my second shot, and I have about another 200 feet to the pin. Now, this is going to be really tricky because I've got to go across water, and I don't want my disc to go in the water, obviously. So I'm going to have to throw this one a little bit shorter, and it doesn't look like I'm going to make par on this. Okay, so I'm still about maybe 75 to 100 feet from the pin. Now I've got a couple of tricky shots here. I've got to go across water, and I've got to go through trees to get to the pin. All right, so this should be interesting. All right. All right. All right, I made it over the water and through the trees, but I went past the pin. So this will be my fourth shot coming up. Okay, so this is my fourth shot coming up. Now I've got an interesting play here because, again, I've got the water behind the pin, so I don't want to throw it too far, but I've got to throw it far enough that it gets to the pin. Give myself a shot at getting a 4 on this hole. So let's see how I do. Okay, it didn't go in the basket. It hit the pole, but it didn't go in the basket, so it looks like I'm going to get a 5 on this hole. Okay, I'm about 5 feet from the basket, so hopefully this should be a real easy. Okay, so hopefully you liked this disc golf lesson. Now remember, you don't have to go to a disc golf course, but the great thing about these courses are almost all of them are free. Okay, if you just go on the internet and search disc golf courses Delaware, there's several that come up. Hopefully there's one close by you. And remember, you don't have to go to a course. You can do this around the house. Get a box, a trash can, anything you want. Anything like that that you can use. Okay, now if you're wondering why I didn't have my mask on, okay, I had my mask. Okay, we just got here early enough that there wasn't many people out here. So anyway, remember, when you go to the discussion board, see if you can guess where I was this week. And we'll see you next week. Par. 4 over par. I made an 8. Okay, one thing I forgot to tell you before you start this game is make sure that you put your name on the bottom of your discs, okay? Because just like in golf, sometimes the ball goes into the woods and you can't find it. Okay, my last shot went in the woods, so instead of having 3 discs, we're down to 2. Got it. Found it.